Hello.
Hi there.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. Just hanging out.
Well, we got one thing going for us.
Yeah, at least. Sorry that I don't have a webcam. I haven't bought one yet. Short supply, you understand?
That's quite fine.
Cool. How about that weather, huh?
Yeah, I, I love it.
Crazy. Oh, you like it? You like it like this? 50 or so
Yeah,
degrees? Shh.
yeah. I got the air off, with the windows all open, and
Hmm.
I just
Different
have to
strokes for
listen
different
to
folks, I
everybody
suppose.
complain.
There you go. Right. And it caught me off guard this morning, for sure.
Huh?
I was thinking that it would just be a one-off thing yesterday because it was so cold yesterday with the rain and all. And I
Yep.
step out this morning. I'm like, wow, nothing's changed.
Yeah.
Where did summer go?
Yeah. Yeah. We are officially 13 days away from the end of it.
Feels like it's already over.
Then it'll be
Year
over,
is.
and then
Yeah,
fall will start.
that's
So,
crazy.
so are you at home?
Yep,
Yep.
as I
Awesome.
should be. This is the responsible thing to do, I suppose.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to save the world.
I came into the office just because I got kids at home.
hmm I can understand that.
Yep. And if I'm there, then they're gonna come say, "Hey, Dad."
Of course. I mean, I grew up with 8 siblings in the house, so I understand what
Wow.
that's like.
Wow.
Morning. Or
Good morning,
Hello.
Bob.
how are you?
Hey, how are you?
Good. I got to get you so you can see me.
There you go.
There you go. Farted me anyway.
Where are you at?
I'm in my loft.
Ah, nice.
Seems cozy.
Yeah. Overlooks the lake.
Oh,
Hi, Amy.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
It's been a while since I've been into the office. A lot of mail to go through.
nice.
So far, only for four of us. Bob, you should be teaching this class, not me. All right.
I heard that. You said I should be teaching a class. I got
Yeah.
everything. I got everything I know from you.
I don't know about that, but this is a this is a fun thing to teach.
Yeah, you know your stuff. That's why I like to listen to it.
Has any of you guys switched over to the new platform on MLS?
What do you mean by new platform? Matrix?
The
Or?
Paragon?
No.
Okay, yeah.
Touched on
I don't.
Oh,
Everybody keeps talking so. Um, it's such a wow. I like. I didn't find it to be a wow.
I gotcha.
I didn't switch. I didn't switch over to Paragon. So
It's all optional. You don't have to if you
yeah,
don't want to.
yeah. You don't have to.
Gotcha. Yeah, Matrix seems to have what I need. You know, I don't see any reason to
Yeah.
use Paragon.
Yep. All right. I wonder. We'll give a couple more minutes to see if anybody else. Oh, here's Becky.
Hey,
Hey, hey. I hear Wendy. She came to check to see if I'm doing my job.
Does it say it's recording?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And, um, so, that's what we're doing is, it's like, I can't see that I'm recording it because okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
All right. And hey, Wendy. Uh, yeah. Can everybody see my screen?
Mhm.
Okay. You're seeing North Star MLS?
Yep.
Yeah, I want it. All right. Okay. All right. Oh, we're gonna get started, and don't hesitate to just jump in and ask question if you need to, and we'll keep going. Okay.
Sure.
And um, just to kind of let you know why I am sitting here and presenting this is just because I love this topic, and in my opinion, it's probably one of the most important things that we do is pricing homes, and if we don't do that right, then everything else we do just really it'll be waste of time. So
Makes sense.
that's my opinion, and I like to always say my humble but accurate opinion. So, but anyway, so what? One of the key things is that whenever you want to do a CMA, the important thing is that you need to kind of familiarize yourself mentally with what to be expecting. Okay. So it's important for you to know your numbers. So one of the things that I will do is that I will take you through how to go through MLS and get get your mindset right as far as the numbers that you kind of should be expecting. Okay. Um, because one of the questions I always get asked is, how do you know if the home is priced right? Well, or if your CMA is right. Well, you should have looked at the numbers and see if your CMA kind of falls within that range. Okay. And North Star MLS has one of the best tools available to us, to us realtors. We have a lot more tools through KW, but we do have this through North Star MLS, and that is InfoSpark. Okay, and I am trying to figure out how to move this. There we go. All right. InfoSpark is the is where all the data gets crunched into simple numbers for us. Okay. And a lot of agents like to use the average as a number that they keep talking about, but if you actually do statistics, the most accurate number is median. Okay, and you can even sense that when you click on InfoSpark, you actually, it always highlights median first. Okay, you can switch it to average, but they highlight median. So you get a sense that that's probably a better number to kind of go with. The way you work with InfoSpark is that up here, you can select any area that is in MLS. Okay, so if you are doing a market for, let's say, St. Louis Park. Okay, St. Louis Park comes up, but you also notice that St. Louis Park School District also showed up. Okay, so if you have a home that is in St. Louis Park School District but not in St. Louis Park, you might want to use the district to kind of get your information.
Makes sense.
Okay. Price ranges. It has, you can do all price ranges or you can narrow it down. Okay. We'll just start with all price ranges. If you're doing a single family, townhouse / condo, or condos or townhouses, you can select which one you're doing. And you're doing new construction or previously owned, mostly previously owned in St. Louis Park. And here, what type of a seller you're dealing with. Traditional sales, that means that at the end of the sale, they'll get proceeds. A lender mediated is when a lender gets involved. Foreclosure and short sales are the other options, which really I always use either foreclosure or short sale. But this is your REO. So this is your bank selling it. Okay. But right now it's mostly traditional. And you can do all sizes. And all bedrooms. But if you have a 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom, you can select it. The last one is either waterfronts or no waterfront. We're going to select non-waterfront. Okay. Now look at what a general median sale price is for August in St. Louis. Why am I St. Louis County? I'm going, that's kind of low for my fat fingers, I tell you. There it is. All right. Whew. I was going to say. So for St. Louis Park, based on these criterias, okay, which also will be listed right down here. Okay. The median sale price was $348,000, up 8.8% in August. From 340 to 348,000. Okay. Now, if you switch it to average, it's 377. Okay. So the median will be right in the middle. Average takes all the high and the low and divides it by number of samples. And with having very little supply for 1.5 months of supply, that number is off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, look at homes for sale. Currently, 76 homes are for sale. In August, pending was 681. The median list price, original list price, was 350,000, and it has been since February. Well, yeah, it went up $100. But it's been that since February. Okay, even during the COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
You click it to average. Again, we had low inventory, so 394 was the average. The other things that you want to take a look at is days on market. How many days is on market? 15 days. It went from June 17, 16, 15, and it sold faster. Okay. So you kind of get a feel for what it's doing. It also is important to know what percentage are they getting, right? So, well, if we price it at 350, what is it going to sell at? At 350. They're getting 100% of the original list price. They're not staying on the market long enough for it. And percentage of last list price, that means if there was a price change, which they don't even get to that point, it's 100%. So, and it's been like that. Okay. Price per square foot. This is just, again, this one here, I just use it as a way to measure my comps with the, my result with the, what's going on in the market for that area. Okay. So I don't use this as much, but at least I know it, right?
Understood.
Any questions so far?
How long do you think it takes you on average to complete a CMA for a client?
Now, I can do it a CMA within 45 minutes.
Okay.
But my my mentor in this business was my father-in-law, Wendy's dad, and when I first got started, all he told me was, "You're doing one CMA a week. I don't care where you get the address, or who, how you find an address, you do a CMA and bring it to me."
I gotcha.
So, and
Good practice.
he goes, "You can do a CMA on my house, your house, your parents' house, everybody's house, and just do it, and let's go over it." And that's how I ended up loving doing CMAs, because he made me do it, right? And I've seen our tools have gotten better in North Star MLS, so it gets even easier each time. Okay. Now, a lot of times you don't have the advantage of going in to a house and seeing how the house is. Okay. So you're preparing a CMA sight unseen, right? So all you have basically is your ability to question them prior to doing the CMA. Have you done any updates? Have you done any upgrades, changes to the home since you have owned it? Okay. And I always ask, well, when did you do it? From your recollection, approximately how much did it cost you? So I want to make sure that I ask that, because one of the tools I use, I can put that in there and it'll kind of adjust it for me. Okay. So that's those are the questions that you're going to want to keep asking when you're somebody calls you, "Hey, can you do a CMA for me?" Sure, no problem. Okay. And like, I'm going over to a neighbor's house in 3 weeks, once he's done with all his projects. And he's already told me, he goes, "I want you to come tell me what type of what I did to my value." I said, "Sure, no problem." So I'm going to go and sit down with him. He's going to tell me everything, and I'm going to put it into my to RPR and give him the news. right?
I gotcha.
So, but when somebody's calling us and wants to sell their house and we want to do a CMA, you got to do a lot of questioning of, okay, have you done any updates? Have you, or is it the still original style? Okay, and so that's kind of the um, what you're gonna wanna kind of make sure you do.
Hmm.
Okay, but so that's InfoSpark. Now, for you can reach InfoSpark through Northstar MLS through several different ways. One of them is right through here, InfoSpark. Okay. The other way that you can do it is if you have you look up a property. And this is there we go. All right. So this is my house. Okay.
Hmm.
And I look up the house. If I see the house on MLS, okay, then I can reach InfoSpark by clicking here. And did you notice now it just changes it to Plymouth?
Hmm.
Okay. Now, what I can do is I can actually do a little more detailed numbers, because now it says is a 2745 square feet, right?
Hmm.
So I can go in here and go 2,500 or more, and it's 5-bedroom, 3-bath, but it's a non-waterfront. Look at what median sale price happened for there.
Right.
Okay. Now you can do Plymouth. You can do the zip code if you wanted to. Okay. You could, if you're doing a property in Minneapolis, you could go down to the neighborhood. So you can really narrow this down. The more narrow down you get, the more accurate number you get. Okay.
Right.
Now, that 2,501 or square feet or more, that's basically saying anything up to basically from 2,501 to whatever, right?
Hmm.
So if you wanted to, you could change this, okay?
Peji, what's happening?
Oh, CMA, man, CMA.
That's good. You should know how to do that.
Yeah. So you could, right, reduce this to 3,000. Done. Click that. Now look at what happened.
I see.
Okay. So the median sale price is at 405. Does that mean my house is worth 405? No, but now you kind of get a feel for what it's going to be, right?
Hmm.
Um, um, And days on market, 24 days. Month supply, 1.4. Less than St. Louis Park. 110 new listings, 11 for sale. So it's a hot market, right?
Mm-hmm.
And original list price, 419.9. Okay. Now, one of the key things that you should be aware when you're looking at these numbers, you're not looking at styles, you're not looking at improvements, you're just crunching numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So this is all you're doing is you're looking at numbers to kind of get a feel for where some of your base numbers will be. Okay. Because when you're doing a CMA, your comps should be within 1 mile radius of the home, of the subject home, within the last 6 months, and within similar square footage and same home style. So I have a split entry. So you should try use as split entry as much as you can. Okay. And homes within 2,700 square feet. Okay. If the property is not on the MLS, then I actually go to the public record. And I have a sample of that. Sorry. If I click on the tax information, it will tell me information like how many bathrooms, how many bedrooms, two half baths, one full bath. It'll give me the square footage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I can actually take that information and get some numbers out of InfoSpark, right? But also in the public records, onto the estimated value, CorelLogic, who runs all these numbers, is given an assessed value of 406.2, an estimated value range of 365. On the high end is saying 446. So there's another set of numbers that you can use to kind of get a feel for what where you should be at. Okay. Now, these guys are the original homeowners, so there's no sales on this house. So you don't know unless you question them. Okay. If you didn't get to ask them questions about updates and all that, then you're gonna kind of give it a estimate. All right. But we'll do this one. Okay. Now, on North Star MLS, if you first, I like to always find the comps first. Okay. So this was a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. Okay. And it was 2,100 square feet.
Mhm.
So what I like to do is I like to create a search. Sold 6 months prior. So that will be from, and I always go to the beginning of the month. Just okay. From this date, single family. I believe it was a 1.5 story. That's 4-bedroom, 3-bath. Let's see how many we can find. Now, you notice all this, 403 sold.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You don't want to take 403 comps, okay? Just saying.
All right.
10 is probably the max that you want to do, okay? And, but we're gonna go up here. Oh, sorry. I got a max, so now I got, I have to do everything backwards.
Yeah, never seen me using a Mac. No, thank you.
So if I put in the address, okay? It brings it to there, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If I go radius, which is the circle, that I can drag this out to 1 mile radius.
This makes a mile look huge.
Yeah. Once whoa. I don't want that for me. All right. So right there, that's the 1 mile radius. Okay. Now what you could do is if you can eliminate a lot of by if you wanted to like do a section that you're not going to include.
Oh, I see. That's interesting.
And then you go exclude this page, this shape, and that's will be excluded from your results. Okay.
In what situation would you want to exclude
Well,
from the
this
1
is a
mile
perfect
radius?
example
Mm-hmm.
because if you take at homes on this side
Mm-hmm.
are going to be a totally different value and going to throw your numbers off. And whereas because this is Minnetonka area,
Really? Okay.
okay, or Golden Valley, I should say,
Mm-hmm.
and is going to throw you off
Right. I gotcha.
because it's
Different
totally
city?
different city.
Mhm.
Yep, and different values.
Of course.
So
Okay. Thanks for clearing that up.
now notice I went from 400 to 0. So I do a 3 plus,
Well, I don't like that we don't know where a check is.
2 plus. Now I have 14. Now I can put in the square footage, okay? Or I can try to see if there's a yeah. Yep, 1.5 story, and let's go with now. It was 2117, I believe it was, right? So I always go a couple hundred less and couple hundred more. So 1900 to 2300.
Oh, you can put a range in. I see.
Yep.
I gotcha.
All right.
That's helpful.
Now I got a good to work with. So now I hit results. These are the comps. Take a look at the comps.
A lot of older homes.
Oh yeah, St. Louis Park is a lot of older homes. Okay, so this one, now you can, if you knew information about the property, you could always remove comps, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't, then you kind of take a look at these and then you modify your CMA after. Now, this is a totally updated home, right? Open floor plan, you got all that. Look at this, 385,000. The majority of them are in very good shape. So we can go ahead and just use those, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Then I click on CMA. Now, if you want to do what I do, I always create myself as a contact in the system, so I can do CMAs and then so you select your contact. If you're doing it for someone, if they're not in there, then you can hit create new contact and you put their information in there. Now, you're going to have, when you click on pages, see these plus signs? That means there's a drop down. If you click on the title, everything underneath the drop down will be included. Okay?
Okay.
So don't put two cover sheets in there. All right?
Understood.
So make sure you do the drop down first. And then if you want all of that information in there, then click on the title and it'll just pop right in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I don't include everything past this.
Did Christina hand you
Okay.
this one, do you remember, Lydia?
Okay.
But that's just me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
These are statistics and things that the MLS, North Star MLS puts in there. But I have a buyer's packet, a seller's packet that I include. So I
Mhm.
don't need this information. So if you're using our seller's packets, there's no need for you to put these in there.
When you
Okay.
say our sellers packets, is that something that KW has?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And where can we find that?
That's in your command.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So that's, I literally stop right there. Now, this price recommendation, don't ever forget this. Okay. Because if you don't put that in there, what you put in for price recommendation will not show up on the CMA.
All right.
And map, I do put that in there because it's a visual item and your seller's gonna wanna see where the comps are. Okay,
Understood.
now, here, the subject property is the house that we are going to do a comp on. Now, this right here, if it was on MLS, then we would put the previous MLS number and we would hit fill. Okay.
Mhm.
Since it was not, all right, then, oh, where is it? Did I lose it? I lost it. Okay. Where is it? All right, we'll go to it. Anybody have that up? That property?
I do not.
All right, let's see here.
I submit it, and personally, I put a note that says, hey, look, make it this.
Aha.
Or, hey, look, make it whatever.
See that number?
Mm-hmm.
Put an opportunity as a comment. What do you mean with whole document? I mean, the whole document's all filled out for that day.
I put that in here.
It's a comment to do something also detailed out.
Oh, you got to remove the dashes.
Gotcha.
You click fill. And I don't like it. Mm. All right. One second. All right. Where am I supposed to go to? All right, so let's see here. 05 117 2143 0035. All right.
Maybe they entered in the wrong number.
All right. I'm going to ask for a 2-minute break and I'll be right back, okay?
Sure thing.
Okay.
See what. All right. Why
Welcome back.
isn't it working? I got the right number. Maybe it wants the dashes. It does want the dashes. Okay.
All right.
All right. So it will auto-populate. Sorry. And if you need to do any corrections, you can do it right here. Okay. Go to your cover. You put in their name and address right here. Or if you put it at the beginning, it will just populate. What happened to my rest of them? Rest of them. This system doesn't want to work with me today. All right. All right. So that's all right. We'll just. If that happens, that's what you do. You go add from listings and you put it in there.
Okay.
Okay. Now, your subject property, okay? These are the 5 comps. Where is the subject property? Your subject property is not on there, then this is what you do. See that?
Mhm.
That's your subject property. And these are your comps. Okay. Now you could go back if you wanted to remove these 2, if you wanted to just be more closer, but we're not going to do that for the sake of time.
Sure.
Okay. So on this, then once you got all the ones that you want, you go to adjustments. And then you have 2 views. You can do view in detail. Okay. And you go one by one. Or you can do a single line. With this here, because we're not making adjustments based on improvements, we're doing one just based on square footage. Okay. There are some agents that like to give it's a rambler. Some agents will put dollar values here based on baths, but again, we're going to go with square footage. Okay.
So we shouldn't be doing comps based on the number of bathrooms or bedrooms, just square footage when we meet with a client?
Well, the reason I don't put a value there, because if you're doing a based on square footage, the bathroom and the bedrooms will be included in there.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Some agents out there, they say, well, it would cost them $10,000 to put a new bathroom.
Mhm.
Okay, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about square footage. If they put in $10,000 and put another bathroom in there, then they're adding value. So it doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't help today's price.
Okay.
That's the reason why I go by just square footage on here. Okay?
Makes sense.
And this one here is which is kind of a wonky here. If you look at it, it says above square footage is 2112, and then total finished square footage is 1901, which doesn't make sense. So we're going to take this higher number as the value, just because that doesn't make sense.
Right.
If above ground is finished, then is above ground is finished, right? So who wants to do calculations for me? Any volunteers? All right. So this house sold for $385,000, and it has 1,941 square feet, right?
Hmm.
So if you take your calculator and figure out 385,000 divided by 1,941, you should get 198.35 as your number, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Now, the subject property is 2112. So that means it is 71 square feet, correct? Larger than the comp.
Seems about right.
171, I think.
What's that?
171.
171. That's right.
Mhm.
So there's 171 square feet larger. So you take that 198.35, multiply by 171 square feet.
About 34,000 more.
What was it? 34,000 what?
So I got 33,917.85.
Yeah. So 30,
34.
33,918 is what we'll go. So now, since it was larger, right? We would add that on as a positive number. If it was smaller, we would subtract it and we would put a negative number there. Okay. So look at this number. 385,000. Adjusted price is now 418,918. So if the two were really compatible, right? It would be that subject property value should be at 418,009. Okay? That's what that's telling you.
Makes sense.
Now this one sold for 432,000. And it's 2,076 square feet. So it's sold at $208 per square feet, but it is $36 square feet larger, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you would only add 7,491. And it doesn't take decimals, so you either round up or round down. Okay. See that number?
The adjusted price,
Now,
right?
look at what your what these numbers are changing. originally, this is what your low was. Your median was 385. Average was 378. 8. And your high was 432. Let's see what the numbers are changing. So now next one is 353,000. Divided by 1947. Sold at $181 a square feet. And that would be 165, correct?
I think.
So 29,915.
You want to just grab them since they're at tech checks? Okay.
Next one is 385,000. Divided by 1906. Sold at $202 a square feet. Times 94 and 112, 112. 210, 200, 206, correct? If I'm wrong, tell me.
I got 201. Let me go back and do it again. Did I do that wrong?
That was 206 square feet.
Okay.
All right, so now the next one was 339.4. And it was 2113. So it sold for 160,000. We know why, right? It was kind of a not updated, but it is larger, 1 square feet. So you add $161. You subtract $161.
Mm-hmm.
So you put a minus sign and you go 161. Now these are your numbers. Okay. Now once I click on pricing, those numbers also transfer here. And it says, if you're comparing the total finished square footage of subject property with those comparables suggest a 377,066. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I take that information right there and I put it here. I click on finish. Now that is how you do that one through Northstar MLS. Now you can email it or you can view it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you view it, then you can actually average median comparable list price was 385. The average comparable listing was 378. Sold within 22.6. And these are the comps, okay? And
Looks awfully professional.
yep, and very nicely put together, okay?
Yeah, it does.
There it is right there.
There it is.
Easy.
All right. Now, 377. Now you say, okay, well, fine, but am I right? Well, we did use wrong CM.
Isn't that what the appraisal is for?
Well, good question. One of the things that you need to do is you want to make sure that you're pricing properly so it doesn't run into the appraisal problem.
Right.
Because the appraisal, if your seller runs into appraisal problem,
Like a low appraisal.
it will be a low appraisal,
Mm-hmm.
and which would mean less money for your client and not a good experience for them.
Right.
Right. So now, here on Northstar MLS, you have access to RPR, Realtors Property Resources. If you actually go there, it gives you a Realtor's Value module price. Okay. This, and look at the confidence level on this one, but it's never been on the market. So this is giving you a range, 299 through 374. What did we come up with? 377,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you can take a look at the comps they used. So now at 377 to 337, you got a $40,000 range. What would you do?
What do you do?
Well, I would go into the meeting and say, look, I haven't seen your house. I don't know what kind of updates you have. So I would make sure they understood that this CMA is sight unseen,
Mm-hmm.
and I will get more accurate CMA to them afterwards. Okay?
I see.
After our meeting. That's one thing I would do. And if I go in there and I see that they're within the range of the top dollar homes that sold, I would list it at that 377
Mm-hmm.
or 375. Okay, and try to have the market push it up.
Right.
Okay,
Especially in this market.
What if their house was in bad shape?
then I would go with the lower end of the market. So if you looked at the comp here, the last comp was sold for 339, right?
Mhm.
And this is 337, so I would stay right in that price point.
Okay.
Now, if it's like a tear down, right? I would go below 300. Why? Because you're looking for investors. You're
Mhm.
not looking for somebody that wants to come and live there, right?
Mhm.
But it's majority of St. Louis park homes, especially homes like this, who are still the original homeowners,
Mhm.
they're in good shape.
Mhm.
These guys knew how to take care of homes. So I automatically go in with the thought that this house is going to be, well, might not be updated, but it will be taken care of,
Okay.
right?
Understood.
And those are the tools that I use to kind of get a feel for. Now, RPR is a whole lot more than just it's CMA. Like if I went in there and I found out that, you know, well, technically they have 4 bedrooms, right? 3 baths. So there's 7 total rooms. You got your kitchen, your uh, uh, dining room, living room, family room. There should be at least 11 rooms in there, right? And it's a 1-story. Okay. I kind of go with, I put those in there. Now, if they have done updates, right? I go in here. Oh yeah, they've done kitchen, and they is all open floor plan compared to what the 1963 home would be, right? And they did it 5 years ago. And it cost them $25,000, right? See that $25,000? It converts to $11,438 in added to the value. And this is the system that I use to find out what type of updates they have done. So if they've done roof replacement, right? When was it? How much, you know, siding replacement, okay? Window replacements. If they've done high skill windows, you know, how much did it cost? When, you know, so forth. So I put all those in there, and it shows them the value. Now, I'll show you on my house. Now, whatever changes you make to this here, it stays with your profile only. It does not change it in the whole system. Okay?
Mhm.
So if you have clients and want to turn around and give you updates about things they've done to upgrade and all that, you can actually go in here and refine value. Let's see all the improvements I've done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing a 2-bathroom remodels. Right now, and it will be about now that will stay with my file. And this also here, you can go by the market. If the market is hot, which it is, right? You can adjust it.
Wow, that really affects the value.
Yep. Home interior. Lot size, very normal. The privacy, that's 26,000. In addition to this 91. So I have upgraded my house to this ball range,
Mm-hmm.
approximately. That's what RPR can do for you if you actually work with it and try to figure out every aspect of it. Now, I caution you, do not change this. Okay? For especially because this is a newer system. It was designed to do above square footage and below square footage. Okay? But with the new information coming on MLS and it's pulling in, when it hits the market after the if it was on the market prior to RPR being created, okay, it reads only the above square footage. If you pull in information from a house that has been on the market since it was on the market, since RPR started, then you'll get the total square footage there. Okay.
When did they launch RPR?
I would say about I would say at least about 8, 10, maybe 10 years ago.
10 years? Okay.
Okay.
Good to know.
I don't, but like my house is pulling only above square footage. Okay. So I would actually have to go into the details of it and put in the square footage for the lower level, which I've already done. So, okay.
Understood.
So if you want to, this is definitely take classes on the RPR. They have it through North Star MLS. I'm available for questions, but this is a good tool, and it also provides you lots of information on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Caution, the reports are long, anywhere from 60 to 80 pages.
Damn.
So if you can email it, it'll be better. But if you have to print it,
A lot of ink.
a lot of ink. Any questions?
None that come to mind immediately.
I have a question for you. If this is kind of backing up a little bit, but you mentioned in MLS that you typically go with a mile radius, within a mile radius of the subject home, or
Yes.
6 months. That's ideal. What happens if you just can't do it? If there isn't a house that is similar in any way, shape, or form within a mile or within the last 6 months, is there a way to approach that?
Yeah. And then what you do is you first extend the area. See if you find it outside of the 1 mile radius. If you still do not find anything outside of a mile radius, do not go with, I wouldn't change the time frame. I would change it to all single family homes or all properties like that. Like if it was a townhouse, all townhouses. That have sold within the last 6 months.
Okay, and any special adjustments that you might make at that point if they're not at all similar?
Then I just try to find it within the square footage of
Okay.
of it.
And year built, that kind of thing?
Right.
Okay.
So
The
you
other,
just- you
the
just
other, oh,
keep
sorry, go ahead.
going. Yeah, you just keep going till you find enough comps that you can kind of go with.
Another question, how do you handle sellers that are really into Zillow and they see a price for their home and generally it's higher than comps that I might have put together or
Mhm.
another agent might have put together? How do you approach that? They seem to think that it is God. Zillow is
Right,
God for
right.
pricing.
In today's world, I tell them, I understand that you have you've probably checked out Zillow, and you probably have. But did you know that Zillow is in the business of purchasing properties at lower price than its value, so they can take it and sell it. So my job here is to get you the most money. Zillow's job is to get the most money for themselves.
Okay, good, thank you.
Yep. Yeah, and that's a very good question because regardless of whether we like it or not, they go to it, right? And so I just tell them, I'm here to work for you, give you the most money. Now, there's a couple of things understanding the numbers, right, that exist here, right? I can turn around and say, look, homes that are on the market currently are selling within 15 days in St. Louis Park. Okay. Now, we can price above the market, and the sellers and buyers will, the buyers out there will know if you're overpriced. this is a very educated buyer groups that we're running into. They research it, and when they have realtors, their realtors know the market, and they will uh,
Call you out.
they will bypass you, or we can price it within the market and allow the market to push it up, because when there is demand, the number goes up, right? The value goes up. But if I can't create the demand, then you're going to come down. Simple economics.
Makes sense.
And perfect example is a listing of mine in St. Louis Park, just this summer, actually this spring. Put it on the market. We put it just within the range of what I was comfortable, the top number that I was comfortable putting it at, because I knew we were going to get in multiple offers. Because the house would have been at about 390 for value, top. I put it at 370. It sold for 391. I barely made it the cutoff because there was no room for anything else. The appraisal came right at the value. Now, if I would have priced it at about 390, where I told the client it would probably sell, we would have been sitting on the market. So that's the direction I go with them when they're saying, well, this is what I think we need to do. No. And I have walked away from clients that persisted, listed higher. For the first time in 14 years, yeah, my gosh, it's 14 years. I had a client that I did a market analysis for, came up to me and said, are you trying to price us higher to get the deal? I said, no, I'm telling you what the price of. He goes, another agent from Remax came, he talked to, came $80,000 less than what I said for a home in Wayzata, in the Wayzata School District, in the city of Wayzata. And he was the person was trying to sell for under 300,000. So I had never had to turn on and explain why I was higher, but for the question as far as lower, I do say, well, we can price high and sit on the market, or we can price right in the middle and get the most for you and create demand. And they're usually good about that. Any other questions?
Yes.
Yeah, can you review when you were doing the price adjustments based on square footage with adding and subtracting in the columns? That's where I always get the most confused.
Sure. Right here?
Yes.
All right. So this house sold for sold price is at 385,000, right?
Right,
It was 1,941 square feet.
right.
But the subject property is 2,112
Right.
square feet. So if those two were actually compatible, 100% compatible,
Mhm.
the only difference would be the square footage. So I take the subtract the 2112, the subject properties from the comps square footage, total square footage, and multiply it by the square footage that this sold.
Okay, so you take 2112 from 1941?
Yeah, so the 2112 subtract 1941,
Okay,
and that was 161, 71, 171,
171, okay.
right?
And then you multiply that by,
By the price per square foot for the comp.
okay. All right,
So what the adjusted price means is that if the subject property is equivalent to this, then it should have a value of 418.9.
okay. Okay. I still get so confused. Okay,
So I always start with comp, sold price divided by comp's total square footage,
okay,
which equals comp price per square foot.
right,
Then I go subtract comp price per square foot, I mean, total finished square foot from the
subject property,
subject
okay,
total square foot, and then multiply it by the comps sold price
Okay.
per square foot.
okay,
So I do, there's like 3 equations in there,
okay.
3 steps.
Yeah, I understand it when you're explaining it. It's just when I'm doing it that I always forget.
Right.
So it'll be when I'm off this class and I'm working on a CMA and I'm gonna forget all of that. But this is
Yep.
getting good, so I'll have to go
Yep.
back and check. Okay,
Yep. So now just remember, if the subject property is larger, you add a positive number. If the subject property is smaller, you do a negative number.
okay.
Is this helpful?
I think so.
Yes.
Any other questions?
No.
I can't think of any. But if something does come to mind, I can always contact you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yep. You guys have my information, right?
Yeah, what's the best way to reach you for questions? I have a CMA I have to work on for Saturday, and I just want to make sure I do it correctly.
612
Hold on.
481 3600.
481. What were the last four numbers again? Sorry.
3600.
Okay.
And then my email is Peji@kw.com.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You are welcome. I love doing this class. So,
Glad to hear it.
and it forces me to kind of keep refresh on my own stuff. So,
There you go.
granted, not always everything works for me.
Wow.
Another question. If you had a listing appointment and you had not seen the house yet and you went with a kind of a basic CMA and
Yep.
you were going to always go back and adjust it after seeing the improvements that they made,
Yep.
would you not fill out a listing agreement then that day? Or would you still have them sign the paperwork and adjust the price later?
No, if they're ready to sign, I get them to sign.
Okay.
And then say, you know what? Now that I've seen your house, I think we can do a little bit better. But let me just make sure that we take I take the information back and get some updated comps and more compatible. And then, but we will adjust the price accordingly
Okay.
before it goes on live.
So you would just leave that blank on the contract then at that point?
No, I still put the price that I think it should be at that point.
Okay.
And then we send in I have them fill out a
Change form.
change form.
Okay.
So, and I just make sure that when I send in the change form, that the change form, when I send it in to be inputted, I make sure that they're aware that the change form is for price.
Okay.
Because I had that happen and their original list price was put in
Okay.
and the client wasn't happy. But
Okay.
we solved that problem. I bought them coffee and apologized.
Coffee's good.
Everything works all right with coffee.
There you go.
At least in Minnesota.
Uh,
In California, you probably have to buy them booze.
there you go. That seems appropriate.
So, but yeah, so that, yeah, no, if they're ready to sign, I don't let them wait and have a chance to talk to somebody else.
Okay.
Get them to sign. We like signing.
Yeah, we like signing unless you've never had a transaction before. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, I'm just
Oh,
scared.
trust me, you will be great. I mean, you're gonna be awesome. Just so you know.
Scared. I have
So
so much to learn, but yeah, but I think it might turn into a listing on Saturday. So
Best
that's
of luck.
awesome. Well, you get them, and you do the CMA. Send it to me,
okay,
and then I'll take a look at it.
thank you.
Yep, and I'll let you know.
Thank you.
Anything else? This is so weird not being in front of you guys physically. So all right.
I think I've got all I need.
Now I gotta go teach algebra.
Okay.
Ooh, fun. Let's get right to it.
All
right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. Bye.
Take care.